1676 uprising in colonial Virginia was led by Nathaniel Bacon? Which rebellion by Massachusetts farmers protested high taxes in 1786 to 1787? Which 1794 uprising protested the federal whiskey tax? In 1786 to 1787. Which slave revolt in Virginia in 1831 was led by Nat Turner? Which 1794 uprising? Which 1739 slave uprising occurred in South Carolina? Which 1799 uprising in Pennsylvania protested federal property taxes? Which planned 1822 slave revolt in Charleston was linked to Denmark Vesey? Which 1800 planned slave uprising in Virginia was led by Gabriel Prosser? Which miners' uprising in 1921 became the largest labor battle in U.S. history? Which 1894 nationwide railroad workers' uprising was led by Eugene V. Debs? Which 1886 labor protest in Chicago turned violent after a bomb explosion? Which violent 1914 labor conflict occurred between miners and the Colorado National Guard? Which 1863 uprising in New York City protested the Civil War draft? Which 1965 uprising occurred in Los Angeles due to tensions with police? Which 1967 uprising in Michigan became one of the deadliest riots in U.S. history? Which 1969 uprising in New York City became a turning point for LGBTQ rights? Which 1992 uprising in Los Angeles followed the Rodney King verdict? Which armed protest in 2014 involved rancher Cliven Bundy in Nevada? Which 2021 event involved supporters of Donald Trump storming the U.S. Capitol?
Who wrote The Odyssey? Which planet is closest to the Sun? Which element has the chemical symbol O? Which country is famous for tulips? Which is the tallest mountain in Africa? Which planet is famous for its rings? What is the capital of Japan? Which bird is a universal symbol of peace? Which country gifted the Statue of Liberty to the USA? What is the largest mammal on Earth? Which is the largest desert in Africa? Who invented the telephone? What is the currency of Japan? Which planet is known as the Morning Star? What is the capital of Russia? Which organ pumps blood through the body? Who painted Starry Night? Which country is famous for pyramids? What is the main gas found in the air we breathe? Which continent has the most countries? Who was the first human to travel into space? Which country launched the first artificial satellite, Sputnik 1? Who was the first person to walk on the moon? What was the name of the first American satellite in space? Which NASA mission first landed humans on the moon? Who was the second person to walk on the moon? What is the Hubble Space Telescope primarily used for? Which planet did the Viking missions explore? Who was the first woman in space? What is the main purpose of the International Space Station, ISS? Which spacecraft first visited Pluto? Which NASA mission studied the asteroid belt? What is the name of India's first moon mission? Which Mars rover discovered evidence of past water? What was the first reusable spacecraft? Which country was the first to land a rover on the far side of the moon? Who was the first American astronaut in orbit? Which spacecraft first visited Jupiter? What is the primary function of GPS satellites? Which telescope discovered thousands of exoplanets? What was the name of Christopher Columbus's flagship? Which ship was famously sunk by a German U-boat in 1915? Who was the first European to circumnavigate the globe? Which ship sank after hitting an iceberg in 1912? What is the name of the ship that carried the Pilgrims to America in 1620? Who commanded the HMS Beagle during Darwin's voyage? Which explorer's ship was called the Victoria? What was James Cook's first major voyage ship? Which famous ship was involved in the Battle of Trafalgar? Who led the Spanish expedition that conquered the Inca Empire? The HMS Challenger is famous for what? Which ship was used by Admiral Zheng He on his voyages? Who commanded the HMS Resolution on his second voyage to the Pacific? Which ship was part of the Spanish Armada? What was the purpose of the HMS Beagle? Which ship famously explored the Great Barrier Reef? Who sailed the Golden Hind around the world? Which Viking ship was used for exploration and raids? What was the primary purpose of the Portuguese caravel? Which ship was used by Columbus on his second voyage to the Americas? What is the most powerful type of tropical cyclone called in the Atlantic? What scale measures the magnitude of earthquakes? Which natural disaster is caused by tectonic plate movement under the ocean? The deadliest earthquake in history occurred in which country in 1556? What measures the intensity of a tornado? Which type of volcano erupts with explosive lava and ash? What is a tsunami? The Saffir-Simpson scale measures what? Which country is most prone to earthquakes due to its location on the Ring of Fire? What causes a tornado? Which hurricane was the deadliest in the US history? What is a lahar? Which is the largest type of volcano? What phenomenon causes wildfires during dry, hot, and windy conditions? Which is the fastest wind phenomenon on Earth? Which disaster is measured by the Beaufort scale? What is the primary cause of floods? Which country experienced the deadliest volcanic eruption in 1815, Mount Tambora? What is a pyroclastic flow? Which natural disaster caused the most deaths globally in the 20th century? Who is the trickster god in Norse mythology? In Greek mythology, who is the god of the underworld? Which legendary king is associated with the Knights of the Round Table? Who is the famous Japanese water spirit known for dragging people into rivers? In Egyptian mythology, who is the god of the afterlife? What creature is said to turn people to stone with its gaze in Greek mythology? Who is the Norse god of thunder? In Celtic mythology, what creature is a mischievous fairy known for leading travelers astray? In Slavic folklore, who is the witch that lives in a hut on chicken legs? What is the legendary bird that regenerates from its ashes? Who is the Greek hero that completed 12 labors? In Japanese folklore, what is a kitsune? Who is the three-headed dog guarding the underworld in Greek mythology? In Norse mythology, what is Ragnarok? Which Celtic figure is known as the Death Omen, often seen as a wailing woman? Who slew the Minotaur in Greek mythology? In Egyptian mythology, who has a falcon head? What is the legendary creature in Philippine folklore that preys on pregnant women? In Norse mythology, who is the chief of the gods? Who is the Greek goddess of wisdom? Who painted the Mona Lisa? The Starry Night was painted by which artist? Who painted The Last Supper? Guernica is a famous painting by which artist? Who painted The Persistence of Memory? Girl with a Pearl Earring was painted by? Who is known as the father of Impressionism? The Birth of Venus was painted by which artist? Who painted The Scream? Las Meninas was painted by? Who painted American Gothic? Water Lilies is a series of paintings by? Who painted The Night Watch? Liberty Leading the People was painted by? Who is famous for abstract expressionist paintings? The Garden of Earthly Delights was painted by? Who painted The Kiss? Ophelia was painted by which artist? Who painted Whistler's mother? The School of Athens was painted by. Which animal is known as the largest land mammal? Which species is known as the fastest land animal? What is the main threat to orangutans in the wild? Which sea creature is critically endangered due to overfishing and finning? The giant panda is native to which country? Which bird is known for its unique courtship dance and elaborate feathers? What is the primary cause of the decline in rhino populations? Which marine animal is known for its tusks and threatened by hunting? The Bengal tiger is primarily found in which country? Which species of sea turtle is critically endangered? The mountain gorilla is found in which region? Which large bird is flightless and native to New Zealand? What type of animal is the axolotl, a critically endangered species? Which animal is known as the sea cow? The black-footed ferret is native to which continent? Which large mammal is known for being endangered due to ivory trade? Which critically endangered feline is native to Central Asia? The vaquita, the rarest marine mammal, is found in which sea? Which animal is considered a keystone species in coral reef ecosystems? Conservation efforts for polar bears focus mainly on protecting what? Which creature is said to inhabit Loch Ness in Scotland? What is Bigfoot also known as? The chupacabra is primarily associated with which continent? What legendary bird is said to rise from its ashes? In Himalayan folklore, what is the Yeti commonly called? The Kraken is a mythical creature believed to live in what? Which creature is described as part lion, part eagle? What is the name of the horned horse from Greek mythology? The Mokele-mbembe is said to resemble which prehistoric animal? Which creature is known for drinking livestock blood in folklore? The Wendigo is associated with which region? What is the famous water monster of Lake Champlain called? In Japanese folklore, which creature is a giant catfish that causes earthquakes? The Mothman is said to appear before what type of event? The Jersey Devil is said to inhabit which U.S. state? Which mythical creature is known for its deadly roar and lion body with serpent tail? In Slavic folklore, what is Baba Yaga? The Loch Ness Monster is often described as resembling which dinosaur? What is a common depiction of the Thunderbird in Native American legend? Which mythical creature is often depicted as a horse with a single horn on its forehead? Who was the first president of the United States? Who is the current Chancellor of Germany, 2025? Who was the first female Prime Minister of the UK? Nelson Mandela was the first black president of which country? Who is known as the father of the nation of India? Who was the first chancellor of a unified Germany in 1871? Who was the Soviet leader during the Cuban Missile Crisis? Who is the current Prime Minister of the UK, 2025? Who was the first president of independent Kenya? Which American president delivered the Gettysburg Address? Who led the Bolshevik Revolution in Russia in 1917? Who was the longest-serving British Prime Minister of the 20th century? Who is the current Secretary-General of the United Nations, 2025? Who was the first female Prime Minister of Pakistan? Which leader is associated with the policy of perestroika in the USSR? Who was the first president of France under the Fifth Republic? Who is the current president of the United States, 2025? Who was the first Prime Minister of independent India? Which leader is known for the policy of apartheid in South Africa? Who was the Roman emperor during the time of Jesus Christ? Who is the king of the Greek gods? In Norse mythology, who wields the hammer Mjolnir? Who is the Egyptian god of the afterlife? In Greek mythology, who was cursed to turn everything he touched into gold? Who is the Roman goddess of love? In Hindu mythology, who is the god of destruction? Who is the Greek goddess of wisdom? What creature is part lion, part eagle in mythology? Who is the king of the gods in Roman mythology? Which Norse god is associated with wisdom and war? Who is the goddess of the harvest in Greek mythology? In Egyptian mythology, who has the head of a jackal? Who was cursed to roll a boulder for eternity in Greek mythology? Which creature is half man, half horse? In Hindu mythology, who is the monkey god known for his strength and devotion? Who is the Norse goddess of love and fertility? What mythical bird rises from its own ashes? Who is the god of the sea in Greek mythology? What creature has the body of a lion and the head of a human in Egyptian mythology? Who chained Prometheus to a rock in Greek mythology? What is the chemical symbol for water? Who developed the theory of relativity? What planet is known as the Red Planet? What is the hardest natural substance on Earth? Which gas is most abundant in the Earth's atmosphere? Who is known as the father of modern physics? What is the unit of electric current? Which planet has the most moons in the solar system? What is the main gas found in the Sun? Who discovered penicillin? What is the boiling point of water at sea level? What is the name of the galaxy that contains our solar system? What type of celestial body is the Sun? What is the most abundant element in the universe? What is the speed of light in vacuum? Who formulated the laws of motion and universal gravitation? What is the nearest planet to the Sun? What is the chemical symbol for gold? Which planet is known for its rings? Who was the first human to travel into space? Who was the first president of the United States? Who is the current Chancellor of Germany, 2025? Who was the first female Prime Minister of the UK? Nelson Mandela was the first black president of which country? Who is known as the father of the nation of India? Who was the first Chancellor of a unified Germany in 1871? Who was the Soviet leader during the Cuban Missile Crisis? Who is the current Prime Minister of the UK, 2025? Who was the first president of independent Kenya? Which American president delivered the Gettysburg Address? Who led the Bolshevik Revolution in Russia in 1917? Who was the longest-serving British Prime Minister of the 20th century? Who is the current Secretary General of the United Nations, 2025? Who was the first female Prime Minister of Pakistan? Which leader is associated with the policy of perestroika in the USSR? Who was the first president of France under the Fifth Republic? Who is the current President of the United States, 2025? Who was the first Prime Minister of independent India? Which leader is known for the policy of apartheid in South Africa? Who was the Roman emperor during the time of Jesus Christ? Who is known as the father of the computer? In which year was the World Wide Web invented? Who invented the telephone? What does HTTP stand for? Who invented the light bulb? Which company developed the first smartphone? What is the main function of a compiler in programming? Who invented the first mechanical computer? What year was the first iPhone released? Who is known for the invention of the radio? Which programming language is known as the foundation of the Internet? What was the first video game ever created? Who invented the first practical airplane? What is Moore's law related to? Which device is used to measure electric current? Who invented the first mechanical calculator? Which technology is used in cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin? What was the first widely used search engine on the Internet? Who is considered the father of modern AI? Which company created the first graphical web browser, Mosaic? Who painted The Starry Night? Which epic poem is attributed to Homer? Who wrote Hamlet? Which musical instrument has keys, pedals, and strings? Who composed the classical piece Für Elise? The Mona Lisa is displayed in which museum? Which Japanese art of folding paper is famous worldwide? Who wrote the novel 1984? Which dance is associated with Argentina? What is the traditional dress of Scotland called? Who painted The Persistence of Memory? The festival of Diwali is celebrated in which country predominantly? Who is the author of Pride and Prejudice? Which instrument is also called a fiddle in folk music? Which city is famous for its opera house designed by John Utzon? Who composed the ballet Swan Lake? Kabuki and No are traditional forms of theater in which country? Which artist is known for the Blue Period? The traditional Hawaiian dance is called what? Which famous playwright wrote Death of a Salesman? What is the capital of Canada? Which river is the longest in the world? Mount Kilimanjaro is located in which country? Which desert is the largest in the world? What is the smallest country by land area? The Panama Canal connects which two oceans? Which city is known as the City of Canals? The Great Wall of China was primarily built to protect against which group? Which African country was formerly called Abyssinia? What is the capital of Kazakhstan? Which U.S. state is known as the Sunshine State? The fjords are most famously found in which country? Which is the largest island in the world? Which country has the most time zones? What is the highest mountain in Europe? Lake Victoria is shared by which three countries? Which continent is the least populated? Which river flows through Paris? What is the capital of New Zealand? The Dead Sea is located between which two countries? What is the deepest point on Earth? Who developed the theory of general relativity? Which ancient civilization built Machu Picchu? What is the longest river in the world? Who was the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean? The Great Barrier Reef is located in which country? Who wrote the epic poem Paradise Lost? Which planet is known as the Morning Star? In which year did the Titanic sink? The currency, kyat, is used in which country? Who discovered the structure of DNA? Which city is known as the City of Canals? What is the rarest blood type in humans? Who was the last emperor of Russia? Which country consumes the most chocolate per capita? The Panama Canal connects which two oceans? Who painted the Starry Night? Which element has the highest melting point? Who was the founder of modern nursing? What is the official language of Brazil? What is the deepest point on Earth? Who developed the theory of general relativity? Which ancient civilization built Machu Picchu? What is the longest river in the world? Who was the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean? The Great Barrier Reef is located in which country? Who wrote the epic poem Paradise Lost? Which planet is known as the Morning Star? In which year did the Titanic sink? The currency, kyat, is used in which country? Who discovered the structure of DNA? Which city is known as the City of Canals? What is the rarest blood type in humans? Who was the last emperor of Russia? Which country consumes the most chocolate per capita? The Panama Canal connects which two oceans? Who painted the Starry Night? Which element has the highest melting point? Who was the founder of modern nursing? What is the smallest country in the world by land area? Who was the first person to reach the South Pole in 1911? What is the chemical symbol for gold? Which ancient wonder was located in Babylon? Who was the first woman to win a Nobel Prize? Which African country was formerly known as Abyssinia? In what year did the Berlin Wall fall? Who painted the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel? Which element has the atomic number 1? The Magna Carta was signed in which year? Who discovered penicillin in 1928? What is the capital of Kazakhstan? Which is the world's largest desert, non-polar? Who was the first human to journey into space? The Great Fire of London happened in which year? Who wrote the political treatise The Prince? Which metal is liquid at room temperature? The Rosetta Stone helped scholars decode which ancient writing system? Which battle ended Napoleon's rule in 1815? Who was the longest reigning monarch in British history? What is the name of the famous statue overlooking Rio de Janeiro? What natural wonder lies on the border of Brazil and Argentina? Which Brazilian city is home to Sugarloaf Mountain? What is the name of the capital city of Brazil? Which Brazilian stadium is one of the largest in the world? The Amazon River flows through which region? What iconic modernist building is located in Brasilia? What massive festival is Rio de Janeiro famous for? What is the name of the historic center in Salvador known for its colorful buildings? Which island group is a UNESCO site and ecotourism hub in Brazil? Which river is the longest in Brazil? Which wetland is the world's largest tropical wetland area? What is the name of the bridge connecting Niterói and Rio de Janeiro? Where would you find Copacabana Beach? Which architectural icon in Brasilia looks like a crown or spaceship? The Lacerda elevator connects upper and lower towns in which city? What city is known for the colorful staircase called Escadaria Solarum? Where is the Amazon Theatre located? Which Brazilian park is known for dunes and freshwater lagoons? What UNESCO site in Minas Gerais is known for Baroque churches? Which US president served during both terms of the Iraq War? Which US president signed NAFTA? Which US president was a former CIA director? Which US president was the first to be born a US citizen? Who became president after Franklin D. Roosevelt died? Who became president after Ronald Reagan? Who delivered the famous Chequers speech? Who gave the Gettysburg Address? Who is the current US president as of 2025? Who is the only US president to serve more than 2 terms? Who signed the Homestead Act into law? Who signed the Patriot Act into law? Who signed the US Constitution? Who succeeded Abraham Lincoln as president? Who was president during the 2008 financial crisis? Who was president during the annexation of Texas? Who was president during the Apollo 11 moon landing? Who was president during the Great Recession? Who was president during the Spanish-American War? Who was president during the Trail of Tears? Which president bought the Louisiana Territory from France? Which president desegregated the US military? Which president had a dog named Bo? Which president had a policy called the Square Deal? Which president had the nickname Ike? Which president is associated with the Watergate scandal? Which president once owned a haberdashery? Which president said, "Tear down this wall"? Which president served right after World War II? Which president signed the Voting Rights Act of 1965? Which president spoke the phrase, "The only thing we have to fear is fear itself"? Which president started the Peace Corps? Which president was in office during the Challenger disaster? Which president was known as Old Hickory? Which president was once the governor of Arkansas? Which president was shot but survived? Which president was the first to be impeached twice? Which president's face is on Mount Rushmore? Which president's wife was known as Lady Bird? Which US president played the saxophone on TV? Who was the second President of the United States? Who was the main author of the Declaration of Independence? Which US president served the shortest time in office? Who was the first US president to live in the White House? Who was the first president to appear on television? Which president ended slavery in the US? Which US president created the New Deal? Who was president during the Korean War? Who signed the Affordable Care Act into law? Which US president was born on the 4th of July? Who was the only bachelor president? Who was the first Catholic president of the United States? Which president is on the $100 bill? Who was president during the Gulf War? Who was the last president to be a general in the military? Who became president after Nixon resigned? Which president was in office during the end of World War II? Who was the first president to be impeached? Which president was a peanut farmer? Who was the first president of the United States? Who was the 16th President of the United States? Which US president issued the Emancipation Proclamation? Who became president after John F. Kennedy was assassinated? Who was the only U.S. president to resign from office? Who was the president during World War I? Which president served 4 terms in office? Who was the first African American president of the United States? Which president signed the Civil Rights Act of 1964? Which president was previously a Hollywood actor? Who was president during the September 11, 2001 attacks? Which president made the Louisiana Purchase? Who was the oldest person to become U.S. president? Who was the youngest elected U.S. president? Which president was involved in the Watergate scandal? Who was the only U.S. president to serve 2 non-consecutive terms? Who led the U.S. through the Great Depression and most of World War II? Which president was assassinated in a theater? Who was the president when the U.S. landed the first man on the moon? Which president purchased Alaska from Russia? What is the capital of Argentina? Córdoba, Buenos Aires, Rosario, Mendoza. What is the capital of Australia? Sydney, Melbourne, Perth, Canberra. What is the capital of Canada? Toronto, Ottawa, Vancouver, Montreal. What is the capital of Egypt? Cairo, Alexandria, Giza, Luxor. What is the capital of New Zealand? Auckland, Wellington, Christchurch, Hamilton. What is the capital of Norway? Bergen, Trondheim, Oslo, Stavanger. What is the capital of Thailand? Chiang Mai, Phuket, Pattaya, Bangkok. What is the currency of Switzerland? Euro, franc, pound, dollar. What is the largest bay in the world? Bay of Bengal, Hudson Bay, Gulf of Mexico, Bay of Biscay. What is the largest city in Africa? Nairobi, Cairo, Lagos, Johannesburg. What is the largest country by area? China, USA, Russia, Brazil. What is the largest island in the world? Borneo, Greenland, New Guinea, Madagascar. What is the largest lake in Africa? Lake Victoria, Lake Tanganyika, Lake Malawi, Lake Chad. What is the largest peninsula in the world? Arabian, Iberian, Balkan, Korean. What is the longest river in Asia? Ganges, Yangtze, Mekong, Indus. What is the smallest continent by land area? Europe, Australia, Antarctica, South America. What is the smallest country by area? Monaco, Vatican City, Nauru, Malta. What is the tallest mountain in Africa? Mount Kenya, Kilimanjaro, Rwenzori, Meru. Which African country has the highest population? Kenya, Nigeria, Egypt, Ethiopia. Which city has the most skyscrapers? Dubai, New York, Shanghai, Hong Kong. Which city is called the City of Canals? Venice, Amsterdam, Bangkok, Bruges. Which city is famous for the Golden Gate Bridge? New York, San Francisco, Los Angeles, Seattle. Which city is known as the Eternal City? Athens, Rome, Cairo, Jerusalem. Which continent has no deserts? Europe, Asia, Africa, Australia. Which continent has the most countries? Africa, Asia, Europe, South America. Which country has the largest population? India, USA, Indonesia, China. Which country has the largest rainforest? Brazil, Congo, Indonesia, Peru. Which country has the longest coastline? Russia, USA, Canada, Australia. Which country has the most islands? Indonesia, Canada, Sweden, Philippines. Which country has the most time zones? USA, France, Russia, China. Which country is called the Land of Fire and Ice? Iceland, Greenland, Norway, Finland. Which country is famous for fjords? Sweden, Norway, Finland, Denmark. Which country is home to Mount Fuji? China, Nepal, Japan, Korea. Which country is known as the Emerald Isle? Scotland, Ireland, Wales, Iceland. Which country is known as the Land of 1,000 Lakes? Canada, Sweden, Finland, Norway. Which country is known as the Land of the Rising Sun? China, Japan, Thailand, Korea. Which desert covers most of Mongolia? Sahara, Gobi, Kalahari, Atacama. Which is the coldest continent? Antarctica, Europe, Asia, North America. Which is the highest waterfall in the world? Tugela, Angel Falls, Yosemite, Victoria Falls. Which is the largest desert in the world? Sahara, Arabian, Gobi, Kalahari. Which mountain is the highest on Earth? K2, Kangchenjunga, Everest, Lhotse. Which mountain range separates Europe and Asia? Himalayas, Ural, Alps, Andes. Which ocean is the largest? Atlantic, Indian, Arctic, Pacific. Which ocean is the warmest? Atlantic, Indian, Pacific, Southern. Which river flows through Paris? Danube, Thames, Seine, Rhine. Which river is sacred to Hindus? Brahmaputra, Indus, Ganges, Godavari. Which river is the longest in the world? Nile, Amazon, Yangtze, Mississippi. Which river passes through London? Seine, Rhine, Thames, Elbe. Which sea has no coastline? Red Sea, Black Sea, Sargasso Sea, Caspian Sea. Which US state has the most lakes? Alaska, Michigan, Minnesota, Florida.
Which tech brand owns LinkedIn? Which watch brand is known for the Oyster Perpetual? Which tech brand owns YouTube? Which sportswear brand is sponsored by Lionel Messi, as of 2024? Which social media platform is owned by Meta? Which platform is a product of Zoom Video Communications? Which online platform is known for buying and selling handmade goods? Which of these is not a Google product? Which mobile brand originated from Finland? Which mobile app is owned by ByteDance? Which luxury brand uses the interlocking GG logo? Which luxury brand is famous for the Birkin bag? Which fast food chain is known for the Whopper? Which energy drink brand has the slogan, "Gives you wings"? Which cosmetic brand is known for Fit Me foundation? Which company owns the iPhone brand? Which company manufactures the ThinkPad series of laptops? Which company is known for the Big Mac? Which company is the parent of WhatsApp? Which company is known for its Kindle e-reader? Which coffee chain is represented by a green mermaid logo? Which car company has 4 interlinked rings as its logo? Which car brand's slogan is, "The ultimate driving machine"? Which brand's cars include the model, Camry? Which brand's logo is a red and white target? Which brand is known for the slogan, "Just do it"? Which brand is known for its "Think Different" campaign? Which brand is behind the MacBook? Which brand is associated with the 3-stripe logo? What logo features a blue and white propeller in a circle? What is the main product of the brand Nescafé? What is the parent company of Oreo? What is the logo of Apple Inc? What is the full name of the brand H&M? What is Spotify known for? What global brand owns the product Lipton? What footwear brand produces the Air Jordan series? What does IKEA primarily sell? does BMW stand for? What color is the signature Tiffany & Company packaging? What car brand makes the Civic model? What car brand has a prancing horse logo? What brand uses a swoosh as its logo? What brand sells the Surface laptop series? What brand manufactures the PlayStation gaming console? What brand makes the Galaxy smartphones? What brand is famous for its "Open Happiness" slogan? What airline uses the slogan "Fly Better"? The fashion brand Louis Vuitton originated in which country? Tesla is known for making which type of vehicles? How many bones are in the adult human body? How many chambers are in the human heart? How many kidneys does a person normally have? What is the main function of red blood cells? How many ribs does a human have? How many senses do humans have traditionally? How many teeth does an adult human normally have? What blood type is known as the universal donor? What body part has no blood supply? Which part of the body detects smell? What color is oxygen-rich blood? What connects muscles to bones? What do white blood cells do? What does the large intestine mainly absorb? What is the main function of red blood cells? What is the basic unit of the nervous system? What is the body's natural defense system? What is the largest artery in the body? What is the largest internal organ? What is the largest organ in the human body? What is the longest bone in the human body? What is the main component of hair and nails? What is the main function of red blood cells? What is the main function of the liver? What is the primary function of sweat glands? What is the scientific term for voice box? What is the smallest bone in the body? What mineral is important for healthy bones? What organ is responsible for pumping blood? What part of the body filters blood? What part of the brain controls heartbeat and breathing? What part of the brain helps you speak? What part of the brain is responsible for memory? What part of the eye controls the amount of light entering? What system controls body movement? What tissue connects bones at joints? What type of joint is the knee? Where are taste buds located? Where are the smallest blood vessels found? Which bone protects the brain? Which hormone regulates blood sugar? Which muscle is responsible for breathing? Which organ helps in digestion and produces bile? Which organ is vital for breathing? Which organ produces insulin? Which organ stores urine? Which part of the body detects smell? Which part of the body has the most sweat glands? Which part of the brain controls balance? Which system is responsible for producing hormones?
What is the largest city in the world by land area? Tokyo, New York City, Sitka, Beijing. Which planet is closest to the Sun? Venus, Mercury, Mars, Earth. Which country is the world's leading producer of coffee? Vietnam, Colombia, Indonesia, Brazil. Which animal is known for its black and white stripes? Leopard, zebra, cheetah, tiger. Who was the first woman to win a Nobel Prize? Rosalind Franklin, Dorothy Hodgkin, Ada Lovelace, Marie Curie. Who painted the Sistine Chapel? Raphael, Michelangelo, Caravaggio, Leonardo da Vinci. What is the name of the longest river in Europe? Rhine, Volga, Thames, Danube. What is the largest country in Africa by area? Algeria, South Africa, Egypt, Nigeria. What is the hardest natural substance on Earth? Iron, diamond, platinum, gold. What is the tallest building in the world? Empire State Building, CN Tower, Shanghai Tower, Burj Khalifa. What year did the French Revolution start? 1776, 1789, 1792, 1800. Who was the last Tsar of Russia? Ivan the Terrible, Peter the Great, Nicholas II, Alexander II. Who gave financial backing to Christopher Columbus to explore the New World? King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella of Spain, Queen Elizabeth of England, Pope Gregory XIII, King Henry VIII. What is the longest wall in the world? The Great Wall of China, Hadrian's Wall, the Berlin Wall, the Western Wall. What is considered the largest empire in history? The Roman Empire, the British Empire, the Mongol Empire, the Ottoman Empire. What event is commonly believed to have sparked World War I? The invasion of Poland, the sinking of the Lusitania, the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria, the bombing of Pearl Harbor. How many Celtic languages are still spoken today? 4, 5, 6, 7. Where was Martin Luther King Jr. born? Washington, D.C., Atlanta, Georgia, Birmingham, Alabama, Memphis, Tennessee. Which era marked a switch from agricultural practices to industrial practices? The Renaissance, the Industrial Revolution, the Enlightenment, the Great Depression. In which year was George H.W. Bush elected president?
Who was the fourth President of the United States? George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, James Madison, John Adams. Which two Native American leaders led Lakota Sioux and Cheyenne warriors in the fight against Lieutenant Colonel George Custer's troops in the Battle of Little Bighorn? Sitting Bull and Crazy Horse, Red Cloud and Geronimo, Tecumseh and Black Hawk, Chief Joseph and Cochise.
Who was the first woman to make $1 million in the United States? Rosa Parks, Madam C.J. Walker, Susan B. Anthony, Harriet Tubman. The United States bought Alaska from which country? Canada, Mexico, Russia, Spain. Who is known as the world poet Bisho Kohli, Qazi Nazrul Islam, Michael Madhusudan Dutt, Rabindranath Tagore, Jasimuddin?
What is the largest planet in our solar system? Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. Who painted the Mona Lisa? Vincent van Gogh, Leonardo da Vinci, Pablo Picasso, Claude Monet. Which element has the chemical symbol O? Oxygen, osmium, ozone, octane.
Who was the first President of the United States?
What is the tallest mountain in the world? Mount Everest, K2, Mount Kilimanjaro, Mount Fuji. In which year did the Titanic sink? What is the capital of France? Paris, Rome, Berlin, Madrid.
Who wrote the play Romeo and Juliet? Who wrote the play Romeo and Juliet?
Which is the largest country in the world? United States, Canada, China, Russia.
الرحمن الرحيم الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر الخالق البارئ المصور الغفار القهار الوهاب الأول الآخر الظاهر الباطن السميع السميع البصير. الله 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 الله. المولى النصير العفو القدير اللطيف الخبير الوتر الجميل الحي الستير الكبير المتعال الواحد الحق المبين القوي المتين الحي القيوم العلي العظيم الشكور الحليم الواسع العليم التواب الحكيم الغني الكريم الأحد الصمد القريب المجيب الغفور الودود الولي الحميد الحفيظ المجيد الفتاح الشهيد المقدم المؤخر المليق المقتدر المسعر القابض الباسط الرازق القاهر الديان الشاكر المنان القادر الخلاق المالك الوكيل. الله 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 الله. الرقيب المحسن الحسيب الشافي الرفيق المعطي المقيم السيد الطيب الحكم الأكرم الرازق الرزاق البر الرؤوف الجواد السبوح الوارث الرب الأعلى الإله. الله يا الرحمن الرحيم الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر الخالق البارئ المصور الغفار القهار الوهاب الأول الآخر الظاهر الباطن السميع البصير. الله 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 الله. المولى النصير العفو القدير اللطيف الخبير الوتر الجميل الحي الستير الكبير المتعال الواحد الحق المبين القوي المتين الحي القيوم العلي العظيم الشكور الحليم الواسع العليم التواب الحكيم الغني الكريم الأحد الصمد القريب المجيب الغفور الودود الولي الحميد الحفيظ المجيد الفتاح الشهيد المقدم المؤخر المليق المقتدر المسعر القابض الباسط الرازق القاهر الديان الشاكر المنان القادر الخلاق المالك الوكيل. الرقيب المحسن الحسيب الشافي الرفيق المعطي المقيم السيد الطيب الحكم الأكرم الرازق الرزاق البر الرؤوف الجواد السبوح الوارث الرب الأعلى الإله. الله يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله. الرحمن الرحيم الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر الخالق البارئ المصور الغفار القهار الوهاب الأول الآخر الظاهر الباطن السميع البصير. الله 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 الله. المولى النصير العفو القدير اللطيف الخبير الوتر الجميل الحي الستير الكبير المتعال الواحد الحق المبين القوي المتين الحي القيوم العلي العظيم الشكور الحليم الواسع العليم التواب الحكيم الغني الكريم الأحد الصمد القريب المجيب الغفور الودود الولي الحميد الحفيظ المجيد الفتاح الشهيد المقدم المؤخر المليق المقتدر المسعر القابض الباسط الرازق القاهر الديان الشاكر المنان القادر الخلاق المالك الوكيل. الرقيب المحسن الحسيب الشافي الرفيق المعطي المقيم السيد الطيب الحكم الأكرم الرازق الرزاق البر الرؤوف الجواد السبوح الوارث الرب الأعلى الإله. الله يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله 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 الله. الرحمن الرحيم الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر الخالق البارئ المصور الغفار القهار الوهاب الأول الآخر الظاهر الباطن السميع البصير الله 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 المولى النصير العفو القدير اللطيف الخبير الوتر الجميل الحي الستير الكبير المتعال الواحد الحق المبين القوي المتين الحي القيوم العلي العظيم الشكور الحليم الواسع العليم التواب الحكيم الغني الكريم الأحد الصمد القريب المجيب الغفور الودود الولي الحميد الحفيظ المجيد الفتاح الشهيد المقدم المؤخر المليق المقتدر المسعر القابض الباسط الرازق القاهر الديان الشاكر المنان القادر الخلاق المالك الوكيل الله 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 الرقيب المحسن الحسيب الشافي الرفيق المعطي المقيم السيد الطيب الحكم الأكرم الرازق الرزاق البر الرؤوف الجواد السبوح الوارث الرب الأعلى الإله الله يا الرحمن الرحيم الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر الخالق البارئ المصور الغفار القهار الوهاب الأول الآخر الظاهر الباطن السميع البصير الله 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 المولى النصير العفو القدير اللطيف الخبير الوتر الجميل الحي الستير الكبير المتعال الواحد الحق المبين القوي المتين الحي القيوم العلي العظيم الشكور الحليم الواسع العليم التواب الحكيم الغني الكريم الأحد الصمد القريب المجيب الغفور الودود الولي الحميد الحفيظ المجيد الفتاح الشهيد المقدم المؤخر المليق المقتدر المسعر القابض الباسط الرازق القاهر الديان الشاكر المنان القادر الخلاق المالك الوكيل الرقيب المحسن الحسيب الشافي الرفيق المعطي المقيم السيد الطيب الحكم الأكرم الرازق الرزاق البر الرؤوف الجواد السبوح الوارث الرب الأعلى الإله الله يا الله يا الله يا الله الرحمن الرحيم الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر الخالق البارئ المصور الغفار القهار الوهاب الأول الآخر الظاهر الباطن السميع البصير الله 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 المولى النصير العفو القدير اللطيف الخبير الوتر الجميل الحي الستير الكبير المتعال الواحد الحق المبين القوي المتين الحي القيوم العلي العظيم الشكور الحليم الواسع العليم التواب الحكيم الغني الكريم الأحد الصمد القريب المجيب الغفور الودود الولي الحميد الحفيظ المجيد الفتاح الشهيد المقدم المؤخر المليق المقتدر المسعر القابض الباسط الرازق القاهر الديان الشاكر المنان القادر الخلاق المالك الوكيل الله 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 الرقيب المحسن الحسيب الشافي الرفيق المعطي المقيم السيد الطيب الحكم الأكرم الرازق الرزاق البر الرؤوف الجواد السبوح الوارث الرب الأعلى الإله الله يا الله يا الله يا الله الرحمن الرحيم الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر الخالق البارئ المصور الغفار القهار الوهاب الأول الآخر الظاهر الباطن السميع البصير الله 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 المولى النصير العفو القدير اللطيف الخبير الوتر الجميل الحي الستير الكبير المتعال الواحد الحق المبين القوي المتين الحي القيوم العلي العظيم الشكور الحليم الواسع العليم التواب الحكيم الغني الكريم الأحد الصمد القريب المجيب الغفور الودود الولي الحميد الحفيظ المجيد الفتاح الشهيد المقدم المؤخر المليق المقتدر المسعر القابض الباسط الرازق القاهر الديان الشاكر المنان القادر الخلاق المالك الوكيل الله 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 الرقيب المحسن الحسيب الشافي الرفيق المعطي المقيم السيد الطيب الحكم الأكرم الرازق الرزاق البر الرؤوف الجواد السبوح الوارث الرب الأعلى الإله الله يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله الرحمن الرحيم الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر الخالق البارئ المصور الغفار القهار الوهاب الأول الآخر الظاهر الباطن السميع البصير الله 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 المولى النصير العفو القدير اللطيف الخبير الوتر الجميل الحي الستير الكبير المتعال الواحد الحق المبين القوي المتين الحي القيوم العلي العظيم الشكور الحليم الواسع العليم التواب الحكيم الغني الكريم الأحد الصمد القريب المجيب الغفور الودود الولي الحميد الحفيظ المجيد الفتاح الشهيد المقدم المؤخر المليق المقتدر المسعر القابض الباسط الرازق القاهر الديان الشاكر المنان القادر الخلاق المالك الوكيل الرقيب المحسن الحسين الشافي الرفيق المعطي المقيم السيد الطيب الحكم الأكرم الرازق الرزاق البر الرؤوف الجواد السبوح الوارث الرب الأعلى الإله الله يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله الرحمن الرحيم الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر الخالق البارئ المصور الغفار القهار الوهاب الأول الآخر الظاهر الباطن السميع البصير الله 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 المولى النصير العفو القدير اللطيف الخبير الوتر الجميل الحي الستير الكبير المتعال الواحد الحق المبين القوي المتين الحي القيوم العلي العظيم الشكور الحليم الواسع العليم التواب الحكيم الغني الكريم الأحد الصمد القريب المجيب الغفور الودود الولي الحميد الحفيظ المجيد الفتاح الشهيد المقدم المؤخر المليق المقتدر المسعر القابض الباسط الرازق القاهر الديان الشاكر المنان القادر الخلاق المالك الوكيل الله الله الرقيب المحسن الحسيب الشافي الرفيق المعطي المقيم السيد الطيب الحكم الأكرم الرازق الرزاق البر الرؤوف الجواد السبوح الوارث الرب الأعلى الإله الله يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الرحمن الرحيم الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر الخالق البارئ المصور الغفار القهار الوهاب الأول الآخر الظاهر الباطن السميع البصير الله 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 المولى النصير العفو القدير اللطيف الخبير الوتر الجميل الحي الستير الكبير المتعال الواحد الحق المبين القوي المتين الحي القيوم العلي العظيم الشكور الحليم الواسع العليم التواب الحكيم الغني الكريم الأحد الصمد القريب المجيب الغفور الودود الولي الحميد الحفيظ المجيد الفتاح الشهيد المقدم المؤخر المليق المقتدر المسعر القابض الباسط الرازق القاهر الديان الشاكر المنان القادر الخلاق المالك الوكيل الله 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 الرقيب المحسن الحسيب الشافي الرفيق المعطي المقيم السيد الطيب الحكم الأكرم الرازق الرزاق البر الرؤوف الجواد السبوح الوارث الرب الأعلى الإله الله يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله الرحمن الرحيم الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر الخالق البارئ المصور الغفار القهار الوهاب الأول الآخر الظاهر الباطن السميع البصير. الله 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 الله. المولى النصير العفو القدير اللطيف الخبير الوتر الجميل الحي الستير الكبير المتعال الواحد الحق المبين القوي المتين الحي القيوم العلي العظيم الشكور الحليم الواسع العليم التواب الحكيم الغني الكريم الأحد الصمد القريب المجيب الغفور الودود الولي الحميد الحفيظ المجيد الفتاح الشهيد المقدم المؤخر المليق المقتدر المسعر القابض الباسط الرازق القاهر الديان الشاكر المنان القادر الخلاق المالك الوكيل. الله 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 الله. الرقيب المحسن الحسين الشافي الرفيق المعطي المقيم السيد الطيب الحكم الأكرم الرازق الرزاق البر الرؤوف الجواد السبوح الوارث الرب الأعلى الإله. الله يا الرحمن الرحيم الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر الخالق البارئ المصور الغفار القهار الوهاب الأول الآخر الظاهر الباطن السميع البصير. الله 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 الله. المولى النصير العفو القدير اللطيف الخبير الوتر الجميل الحي الستير الكبير المتعال الواحد الحق المبين القوي المتين الحي القيوم العلي العظيم الشكور الحليم الواسع العليم التواب الحكيم الغني الكريم الأحد الصمد القريب المجيب الغفور الودود الولي الحميد الحفيظ المجيد الفتاح الشهيد المقدم المؤخر المليق المقتدر المسعر القابض الباسط الرازق القاهر الديان الشاكر المنان القادر الخلاق المالك الوكيل. الرقيب المحسن الحسين الشافي الرفيق المعطي المقيم السيد الطيب الحكم الأكرم الرازق الرزاق البر الرؤوف الجواد السبوح الوارث الرب الأعلى الإله. الله يا الله يا الله يا الله الرحمن الرحيم الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر الخالق البارئ المصور الغفار القهار الوهاب الأول الآخر الظاهر الباطن السميع البصير. الله 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 المولى النصير العفو القدير اللطيف الخبير الوتر الجميل الحي الستير الكبير المتعال الواحد الحق المبين القوي المتين الحي القيوم العلي العظيم الشكور الحليم الواسع العليم التواب الحكيم الغني الكريم الأحد الصمد القريب المجيب الغفور الودود الولي الحميد الحفيظ المجيد الفتاح الشهيد المقدم المؤخر المليق المقتدر المسعر القابض الباسط الرازق القاهر الديان الشاكر المنان القادر الخلاق المالك الوكيل. الله 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 الرقيب المحسن الحسين الشافي الرفيق المعطي المقيم السيد الطيب الحكم الأكرم الرازق الرزاق البر الرؤوف الجواد السبوح الوارث الرب الأعلى الإله. الله يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله 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 الرحمن الرحيم الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر الخالق البارئ المصور الغفار القهار الوهاب الأول الآخر الظاهر الباطن السميع البصير الله 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 المولى النصير العفو القدير اللطيف الخبير الوتر الجميل الحي الستير الكبير المتعال الواحد الحق المبين القوي المتين الحي القيوم العلي العظيم الشكور الحليم الواسع العليم التواب الحكيم الغني الكريم الأحد الصمد القريب المجيب الغفور الودود الولي الحميد الحفيظ المجيد الفتاح الشهيد المقدم المؤخر المليق المقتدر المسعر القابض الباسط الرازق القاهر الديان الشاكر المنان القادر الخلاق المالك الوكيل الرقيب المحسن الحسيب الشافي الرفيق المعطي المقيم السيد الطيب الحكم الأكرم الرازق الرزاق البر الرؤوف الجواد السبوح الوارث الرب الأعلى الإله الله يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله الرحمن الرحيم الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر الخالق البارئ المصور الغفار القهار الوهاب الأول الآخر الظاهر الباطن السميع البصير الله 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 المولى النصير العفو القدير اللطيف الخبير الوتر الجميل الحي الستير الكبير المتعال الواحد الحق المبين القوي المتين الحي القيوم العلي العظيم الشكور الحليم الواسع العليم التواب الحكيم الغني الكريم الأحد الصمد القريب المجيب الغفور الودود الولي الحميد الحفيظ المجيد الفتاح الشهيد المقدم المؤخر المليق المقتدر المسعر القابض الباسط الرازق القاهر الديان الشاكر المنان القادر الخلاق المالك الوكيل الرقيب المحسن الحسيب الشافي الرفيق المعطي المقيم السيد الطيب الحكم الأكرم الرازق الرزاق البر الرؤوف الجواد السبوح الوارث الرب الأعلى الإله الله يا الله يا الله يا الله الرحمن الرحيم الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر الخالق البارئ المصور الغفار القهار الوهاب الأول الآخر الظاهر الباطن السميع البصير الله 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 المولى النصير العفو القدير اللطيف الخبير الوتر الجميل الحي الستير الكبير المتعال الواحد الحق المبين القوي المتين الحي القيوم العلي العظيم الشكور الحليم الواسع العليم التواب الحكيم الغني الكريم الأحد الصمد القريب المجيب الغفور الودود الولي الحميد الحفيظ المجيد الفتاح الشهيد المقدم المؤخر المليق المقتدر المسعر القابض الباسط الرازق القاهر الديان الشاكر المنان القادر الخلاق المالك الوكيل الرقيب المحسن الحسيب الشافي الرفيق المعطي المقيم السيد الطيب الحكم الأكرم الرازق الرزاق البر الرؤوف الرؤوف الجواد السبوح الوارث الرب الأعلى الإله الله يا الله يا الله يا الله الرحمن الرحيم الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر الخالق البارئ المصور الغفار القهار الوهاب الأول الآخر الظاهر الباطن السميع البصير الله 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 المولى النصير العفو القدير اللطيف الخبير الوتر الجميل الحي الستير